What's up, guys? I'm back at the shop again and I'm working on the truck. So I have the coolers. I'm gonna try mounting them in today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna route them and get everything plugged in because I still need to do a transmission and an oil change. A transmission, fluid change, and oil change. So what I'm gonna do is just get the coolers mounted, get the, what is this called? Pretty much the thermostat for the oil cooler. I'm gonna get that installed and then go from there. So I might get the lines made for the cooler, for the oil to the thermostat, but from the thermostat to the actual engine, I might wait off on that because I need to do an oil change and pretty much mount all the Baxter stuff in. So I'm gonna mount everything, and then next time I'm gonna do the lines and everything. But the first thing I gotta do is take this front bumper off, and it's relatively easy. It's just these two 10 mils and then these clips right here, and it comes out. So not that big of a deal. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then work on seeing where exactly I want to put these coolers at. I think I know where I'm gonna mount the transmission cooler. I'm gonna go ahead and mount it right here. Get it back in here. Mount it right here. I already have a thread started for down there. There's already a thread and hole made. And then I'm gonna make a little bracket that goes from pretty much that hole that's already existing to one of these that are on the cooler. So I guess I am gonna get started on, actually, the brackets that I got, I'm gonna have to cut down for the engine oil cooler. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the engine oil first, put that in here, and then the leftover that I have, I'm gonna use it to make brackets for that one. It has AN lines. That's the reason why it looks so huge. The dimensions are about the same. This one's just thicker because it's taking AN fittings. So the only reason I got it is because this takes AN for the thermostat, so I'm gonna have to use it regardless. So I thought I'd make it the cooler, that would make it a little bit easier, so I don't have adapters and all that. So have that in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and undo the brackets, get it mounted up relatively where I want it, and then go from there as far as doing the transmission cooler. What's up? All right, guys, so I'm still doing the harness on this on the truck. So I got everything teed in here. I soldered up all the wires going from, I bought a, what's it called, the OEM plug that goes through here to the main place. So I got that harness, and what I did is I spliced it in to where this would go. So I cut that out, soldered it in, and now it's all soldered right there. I already kind of wrapped everything kind of out of the way, but that's done. And now what I'm working on now is the power line. So I already have it routed all the way through under the frame rail up here, and it's right here. So I already got it routed here. It came with an inline fuse that goes straight to the battery, but I'm not doing that. What I'm gonna do is, since this truck has extra fuses in the fuse box, I'm just gonna go ahead and tap into one of those. So I already got extra plug-ins, so I can plug it in straight to a 10 amp fuse somewhere. So I'm probably gonna put it here. So what I'm working on now is I'm taking apart the fuse box at this point to throw this fuse in here. So I'm gonna try recording as much as I can as far as taking this apart, just in case someone wants to do it this way, like a cleaner way, instead of just throwing it at the battery. So yeah, I already unbolted the one here, one down here, and then there's one over here. Those are already unbolted, and I just got to get a magnet to pull that one up, and we should be good. I'm gonna pull it up and I guess see what I have to do after that. So I'll record once I'm there. Alright, so I got this fuse box out. It wasn't that hard, it was just more, I was terrified of breaking something. But pretty much you have two right here, 2 in the back, and then 2 right here. And the whole thing separates from the bottom, which is right here. And that was it. You do gotta undo this electrical tape right here because it's connected to here. And there's a bracket that connects to the fender that goes right here. Just slide that out. It's pretty simple to do that. But I got it out. I already inserted the fuse right here. It's right under this 30 amp, which I saw there's already towing lights on here, so I don't know what the hell. I even called Toyota just randomly to see if there's like a harness pigtail that I didn't know about that I specifically researched and couldn't find, but there's nothing I could find. That's just on here for some reason, so I mean, it's what it is. I got this fuse put in. Pretty much I got the backing right here. So that's the back tail right there, which is purple. So I'm just gonna butt that up with the line I ran from the back, and we should be good. I can put this back together. So it's a little bit more time consuming, but it's not going to be blatantly obvious that I added something to the truck. So I guess let's start putting this back together. What's up, guys? So I'm back at the shop, and I'm just going to show you all around, I guess, of the engine cooler that I got installed on the Tacoma. So pretty much I have the cooler already mounted up, of course. So that's it's doing good. Pretty much I got both of the lines routed and going underneath the core support to the thermostat, which I got onto the frame here, and it's bolted onto the frame on the other side of that, and all the lines are going to that. And then there's the backstir relocation kit, which goes to where the old filter was, and the filter exchanges through there to the filter relocation. So that's how that's ran, and it's been running pretty good. It's been about 30 degrees cooler than it was before, and that's saying a lot since now it's summertime and it's like 110, and it's 30 degrees cooler than my coolant temps, which the oil temps pretty much go with the coolant temps when you don't have a cooler on it, because pretty much the coolant's cooling down the engine. So with this cooler, it's like 30 degrees cooler, so that's pretty cool. I haven't mounted up the transmission cooler yet because I still need to buy all the fluid and the filter and all that to get that done, so I haven't really started on that yet. That's mounted, and this is way easier than making all the AN lines for the engine. So this is probably like a 30-minute job at this point. I just gotta change the transmission fluid, but that's done. And then I guess I could show y'all how I got the towing lights set up. So I showed y'all before on the headlight or tail light, pretty much everything's mounted in here, and then I put the stock, or what would be stock, mounting on the back. So that's looking pretty decent underneath. It's routed relatively well. Let's see if I can get down here. This is the only part where it kind of looks ghetto and I don't like it, but there's no other way to route it down there because I had no other harnesses to follow. But it goes down there, it wraps with those wires, and it goes alongside up top from the gas tank, and it pretty much runs all along here. And I just followed this wiring, like I was saying, it runs along across the other side of the frame, and then it gets to here, and I ran it on this harness here on the back side of it, and then pretty much goes up to the engine bay and then into the fuse box. And I haven't yet got the fuses for this. It's a 10 amp, and I know, Jesus, I know that this has extra fuses in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and just get another 10 amp and throw it in where it should be, which is right here underneath this 30 amp. So pretty happy about that. I'm glad how clean this looks. Nothing looks like it was messed with. So yeah, I might just throw this in here just for shits and giggles, because yeah, I might see if I could go to a U-Haul place and get them to test the lights to make sure everything works like it's supposed to. But it's time. That's a thing for another time, I guess. But yeah, everything's, like I said, I've been running that cooler for probably about like a month and a half now, ever since my last oil change. So I got a few miles on this. Haven't had any issues, haven't found any leaks. Earlier, that's just like condensation from, yeah, it's just condensation from the AC. So no leaks, no nothing. So pretty happy about that. So yeah, I guess I thought I would just show y'all, since I didn't really record that much, and show y'all exactly what I was doing through. So I was just gonna show y'all now that everything's done and dusted, what's going on. So I'm pretty happy with how it's done, because there's no obvious tampering with anything. So I kind of wanted to keep it stockish looking as far as like this kind of stuff. So that's done. And yeah, I guess while I'm here, I'm probably going to start up the 240, because I haven't turned it on in a minute, so I don't want the battery to completely die on me. So I'm gonna start it up, let it run for a little bit, and then I guess probably go from there. All right, no judgment. It's hot as hell. It's like 100 degrees outside, but I'm working on the 240. I just changed out one of the O2 sensor wires that go from the actual sensor to the actual gauge. So I just changed that out. I haven't had problems with it, but it takes so long for it to heat up. I'm thinking it's either because the wiring that goes from the gauge to the sensor I never changed out, so I'm guessing that might be an issue. So I'm gonna go ahead, change that out. I already changed it, so hopefully that's fixed. And right now, last time I drove this thing, once I get to higher speeds, I'll say I'm having a shake. So I know I have one of these wheel bearings is probably loose. I'm hoping it's the front because I have extras, but if it's the rear, well shit, I gotta buy rears. I want to go 5 lug, but I also like small wheels, and I'm hoping one day I could find some like dope 15s or some like 4 lug work equips. That'd be fucking dope. My friend had some, but I couldn't get them from him, and then he sold the car. So, but yeah, I'm gonna jack this up, I guess, and see which one of these is my issue. So let's go from there. I guess let's check this front one. There's no movement on that one. It's trash because I have extras. Off the ground, see if it's fuck. Well, it's probably the back, which is gonna be a bitch to get to. But it has to get fucking done. Okay, so I have this jacked in the air, and I don't know if it's a wheel bearing. I think it might just be my really old IS. Actually, these are ISIS fucking arms that are now ISR, but I think this is what I'm hearing right here. Let's see. Yeah, well, that shit just popped, but my arms, the Heim joints, are probably just bad. I know they had play in them, but I think it's just getting worse, so I think it's time to finally upgrade my rear arms on this. So yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, go ahead and jack up the other side just to make sure it's not a bearing on one of these sides, but that play is just the, what is that, toe? You don't really have toe in the rear of a car. No matter how much people say that, there's not toe in the back of cars, but yeah, so I guess I'm gonna do the other side. Wait, is it toe? I meant caster, my bad. But yeah, I'm gonna do the other side and I'm gonna see what the hell, if there's a bearing on that side, it's bad. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not jacking up this side because there's way too much shit. I can't fit a jack over there, so I can't even jack up this side if I wanted to. Maybe in the rear, but then I'd have to drive it forward so I could get to the hitch so I could lift it up. So I'm gonna say it's arms for right now. And then when I drive this again, before I leave, I guess I'll jack it up and I'll wiggle the wheel and I'll see if that's the issue. But right now, yeah, I'm not jacking it up. Fuck that. There's too much shit. Even though I organized this, it's dirty again, like trash. It's all trash, but everything's good. I got the wiring set up, I jacked it up, and I see that the arms do have play in them, so I'm thinking that's where it's coming from. So I guess I'm getting new arms. I might honestly go with ISR again because I've had these arms since my first S chassis, because I bought this one. They had some like not good brand shit on here. I ain't gonna fucking say nothing, but it used to be a daily. It is what it is. The arms weren't that good, so I put all my shit on ISR. Is it much better? I don't know. But I changed the arms out, I put my coils on here, and it was running fine. But now, a while back I did notice that there was some play in the Heims, but I was like, fuck it, run it. But now that I'm getting closer to driving farther for drift events, I should probably change them out and or just buy them, and if they break, I'll have the replacements. So yeah, but I guess that's it there. I'm gonna, I guess, go ahead, plug the battery in and let this run for like 10 minutes, maybe less, just to make sure the battery's not dead. So yeah. Alright, so start this. Hopefully it has battery. I got my new keychain for the 240 keys. My second favorite thing in the world, anime titties. But let's fucking start this bitch. Ugh. Hope it fucking starts. Key in this bitch. Let's see how long this takes to fucking turn on. Because it usually takes like until it's warmed up and it turns on. It's heating up, it's heating up. Because I changed the sensor and it didn't really do anything. So, oh, it's back, it's on. So that's probably what it was. Because I changed the gauges, I changed the O2 sensor, but I never changed the wiring going from the O2 sensor to the gauge. So, seems like that was it. But it's running good. I still got oil pressure and all that. It just sits all the time and I feel really bad about it, but I mean, I work a lot, so I mean there's that. So I'm gonna let this warm up, make sure everything's solid, and then we'll go from there. I really need to find someone with a power steering pump because this one leaks like a lot. and I rebuilt it, and it still leaks. Well, it didn't leak, let's be honest. It doesn't leak. It leaks internally, and when you're at a stop and you try to turn the wheel, it doesn't want to turn. Like, it's like no power steering when you're not moving. But when you're driving with RPMs, it's like a go-kart. So, I mean, I know it's the pump going out. I've had this pump since my first 240, like a single cam KA, and for like 4 or 5 years I was running it without the lines, because back then I didn't know shit. I didn't know how to get lines. I'm an idiot, but anyway, I didn't have lines, so I think I just burnt up this pump just driving it like that. So now that I have power steering, I think I need a new pump. So, but everything's running good. Everything's solid. The AFRs were like 15 or 14 when I was in there, so we're good. I'm just gonna let this run for a bit, and then I'm probably gonna leave because it's 100 degrees outside. So I just came here to do to show you all the review of the truck, but now that's done, I can get the fuck out of here. I can get some food and shit. So thanks for watching.